Okay, so the next step in our snorkeling education is we have to find neutral buoyancy. So neutral buoyancy is where you're neither going up in the water or going down in the water. You're staying in one spot without moving your arms or legs or anything. And the way you do that is by having a weight belt. Unless, of course, if you don't, when you have a wetsuit on, the wetsuit is very buoyant, so you float to the top. It's too hard to swim down wearing the wetsuit, so you have to add weight. You have to add a weight belt. Now, if you don't have a wetsuit on, you may be fairly close to neutral buoyancy. If you're sinking with no wetsuit, you know, a lot of it depends on how much fat your body's carrying. Fat floats, muscles sink. So depending on fat to muscle ratio, you could be slowly sinking, in which case you would use a buoyancy vest. BC, it's called a BC, buoyancy control vest. In which case you could air it up manually by blowing into the hose, or you could air it up with your scuba tank, which is of course a lot easier. And if you're snorkeling, you don't want to give out your air to the buoyancy vest. But the weight belt is supposed to have a quick release. So if you feel the need that you stay down too long and you're holding your breath and it looks like you may not make it to the top in time, use your quick release and let the weights drop to the bottom of the floor, the ocean floor, or whatever you're at, lake or whatever, and then you swim to the top. So but they're kind of expensive if you just buy them on Amazon. So what I want to do before I buy it is I want to know how much weight is going to give me neutral buoyancy with the wetsuit. So that's the experiment today. And after that, I can order it from Amazon, the weight belts, the weights and the weight belt. So I'm going to put on the wetsuit and try out some different weights. There's different size weights. There's 5 pounds, 4 pounds, 3 pounds, 2 pounds, 1 pound. So when you find your neutral buoyancy, you can order that and just add a couple more pounds in case you change equipment, change your tank, change your fins or something. You could change something and then you may need a little more weight and maybe a little less weight. So since I'm not sinking and I don't have a scuba tank, I'm not going to buy a buoyancy vest because I don't need it right now. But we'll get to that part later. Okay, looks like I way overestimated the weights I would need. I didn't have any number to go on, so I just had to guess. But it looks like it's even all the way down to like 5, 10, or 15. Let's see which one's gonna work. Sinking with the 15. Let's try the 10. That's almost neutral buoyancy right there. Yeah. Can almost go up or down either way very easily. So 10 pounds is my, go a little bit up, a little bit down. And that's how you find your neutral buoyancy. Now when you're scuba diving, as long as we're talking about, when you get to the bottom of like a swimming pool or the ocean floor, now it may differ a little because of salt water, just letting you know. I have to look it up. I'm not sure if salt water makes you float more or sink more. I forgot, but it changes a little. That's why I'm saying if you found 10, then just start at 15 and then get a like 3 5s, then a 4, 3, 2, and a 1, and then that's your purchase, and then you can add or subtract weights. But when you get to the bottom of the pool, if you're practicing in the pool, if you're at perfect neutral buoyancy with a scuba tank, when you inhale, your body should go up. When you exhale, your body, this is like floating off the bottom. You inhale, your body goes up. You exhale, your body goes like that. That's perfect. So now I'm going to talk about my metal detector, which I did some research to find the best one for beach metal detecting. So I recommend this. I can't put a link because if I don't have enough traffic, they reject my Amazon associate, so it doesn't really matter if you buy it through me or not. I need at least like 3 people, which I doubt that's going to happen. So anyway, these come in, the name of it is the XP Metal Detector Deus 2. Okay. Now you can just type in Deus 2. You'll see some different options of accessories. So I'm showing you this one. I guess I could put the link under the video, but I won't be getting a commission for it. But anyway, you want to get as many options, accessories, I should say, as you can in your purchase, because otherwise you're just going to wind up buying them separate anyway when you find out what they do and what they're for. So I should have done this one. Actually, I did some of them separate. So just to give you an overview, this is a very sophisticated metal detector. It has a lot of features and it's kind of complicated in a way, but I won't talk about that in a minute. So the red flashlight looking device is your pointer, and this black is the holster for the pointer. When you find a piece of metal, it doesn't actually like pinpoint. It might be a little piece of metal or a little nail or something. It won't actually pinpoint. It'll just give you a general area to look. So then you pull out this red pointer. You push the button, this black button here, and you hold it for about 2 seconds, and the light comes on so you can see in the dark. And what happens is it turns off this. Okay, this is the computer. which has a wireless connection to the coil. It turns off the coil and turns on the pointer. Then when you push the button again, for about 2 seconds, the light goes off. You know, after you found your piece of metal or whatever, you give up. You push the button, it turns it off, and it automatically turns back on the coil. So these are kind of related. So you want to get it. That's why you don't want just a metal detector. You want the pointer to go with it. That's made for it. See, it's called the XP. So it's all wirelessly connected. This is the coil. This, well, it has a USB connection for the pointer. I didn't hook up this little clip. There's nothing, I don't know how they hook it up, but there's nothing to clip it to on this red pointer. But anyway, so this is your wireless headphones. So when you turn the computer on, it turns the wireless headphones on. When you turn the computer off, it turns off the wireless headphones. So you don't have to do it twice. Okay. This is a little case for the wireless headphones so they don't get damaged. These are underwater headphones that vibrate to your cheekbones. You can't use these wireless ones underwater, but you can use these underwater, and all of this will go underwater. You can scuba dive up to like 100 feet with the metal detector and your bone conducting, they call it. And this is the little charger. This is the case for the computer, so you don't actually have to put it on the stick on the arm rest. You can just put it on your belt loop. Why? This has a little clip on it. Okay, up here is the charging. These screws just connect your coil. And then this, if you're going to use the bone conducting headphones, you need this extra little antenna wire. You just clip it on nearby. It's nothing important. Like, it's not like an intricate connection. And that's pretty much everything in the picture. Now, if you're unsure if you're going to be able to use it, then you go here. They have a website, and this English speaking guy here, we can play a little bit for you.
Thanks for joining me, everyone. Today I want to show you the DS2 features and programs.
They have a lot of videos.
I'm trying to keep this video as short as possible, but I fear it may be a little bit long-winded. So if you want a short,
you can go to
sometimes you get a signal which
sort of the website.
All we've been taught about metal.
And you have all these
and the
videos.
Other day while testing, I got such a signal. Now, I originally found this signal with the DS2, so first of all, I decided to run through the factory programs and just see.
So this guy is really good, really smart on how to use it. And then, you know, you have an instruction manual that shows you how to use the computer, the buttons, and all of that. So I did all that because I'm going to be using it while I'm snorkeling, and I'm going to have to go underwater with it, and just wanted to show you which one I use, why I like it, and I'm going to show you some of the things I found already with it. You just type in metal detectors finds in Google, and you can see all of these things that people find. Man finds locket belonging to Henry VIII. Incredible treasures. Exquisite two-door necklace. You don't have to go underwater and you don't have to go to the beach, you can metal detect almost anywhere in the world and find, you could be the one that finds a big huge treasure or some archaeological find. Once you get it in your couple of good Google searches, it starts coming up in your cell phone news feed. And even recently a guy found $180,000 rock in Australia. There's buried Viking gold up in Northern Europe and Iceland, places like that. So the thing of it is, you become a metal detectorist and then you can use it anywhere. There's different settings on the detector for magnetic, ground, iron. Salt water will detect as metal if you don't make the proper adjustments. There's a lot of different settings. You can tell it not to register for bottle caps and aluminum foil, so you don't have to stop and dig those up. So basically, it takes a while. It takes some patience and some time, but you become a metal detectorist. And that's pretty much a nice little hobby. You can do like one day a week or every other weekend. You just grab your metal detector and head out somewhere to some park or some open ground where nobody cares that you're out there, and just, you never know what you're going to find. You could find something that's thousands of years old. So anyway, just wanted to show you that. Alright, so I guess I've been to the beach about 4 times, about 2 hours each. You can see what I got. This is something off a fish, I think, but I kind of liked it. It creates like a rainbow effect. So anyway, I saved it. Nice pair of sunglasses. Somebody just dropped, I guess. Some trash. Please don't leave your trash on the beach. This registers as metal because it has some kind of aluminum foil lining. And you can say, well, that's your problem, well, that's true, but I'm also picking up fish hooks that you could cut your foot on. This looks like a chewed up soda can. Kind of showing you the worst stuff first. An old watch. Too bad it's not a Rolex. It's just a cheap electric one. I don't know what this kind of piece of metal is. Just a chunk of metal. Have to have analyzed. And we got tent pegs. People want to sleep on the beach. Use your tent peg. Another big strong tent peg for a big old tent. Beer cap. So that's the worst. Bottom of a can. Now this is kind of interesting. I think it's off an old ship where you tie you would tie the rope around something, or it could be like a bottle opener or something, I don't know, but it's very corroded, which means it could be from the 1700s. So I need to have that cleaned up and analyzed. Some crushed aluminum foil from somebody's lunch probably. So anyway, a bunch of junk. But then we get to like this, some kind of nail, but it looks almost the same as in the museum from the ships in the 1700s. Found that at VERO Beach. Some weird, I don't know, I guess they're like, it has a point on it, so it's like a fish kind of, what do you get a stringer, maybe a piece of a stringer for catching fish, and I don't know, a computer chip of some sort. Let's see what else. Where's my, okay, then I found some pennies. Right, not even wheat penny, just a penny buried in the sand. There's some more pointy things that could stick you in the foot. I don't even know what this is. It registers metal, but it's covered in rubber. I have no idea what that is. Another. Now this is my pride and joy. There's 2 pennies, which is actually real money, you could say. There's also, here's some more corroded things. Some more corroded things. I don't know what they are. But this is my pride and joy so far, although the ship parts are cool. This is a 1955 Yugoslavian 20-something, whatever Yugoslavians used. So I Google lensed it, and there's people selling these on eBay for 50 bucks. So that's my biggest find. So anyway, there you go. You never know what you're going to find. Metal detector. Found this book at the library, Pirate Hunters. This is a true story. It's an excellent book. You can learn a lot about what it's like to be a treasure hunter. And as you read it, you learn that some of these guys are still alive, still doing things, but they have their own websites, and one did a TV show. But these guys are like high-level divers. These are pros that go 200 feet underwater. So, Chatterton is the big star of that one, and his partner John Chatterton. Look at these helmets. It's like he's got his wetsuits behind him. These people, it's his wife and her dad. But you just learn what it's like as you read it. It's like an excellent book, novel, about how they found the pirate ship, and you can see some of the pirate swords and treasures that they found. And so the thing of it is, you don't have to be the guy scuba diving. When you work on a treasure ship, you can stay up top. Maybe you could be an electrician, navigator, a chemist, archaeologist. These guys are pro divers, so you can't. It's hard to compete. But anyway, just wanted to show you that. If you wanted some extra reading material and some extra things to look up on YouTube. Excellent book. Hard for me to put it down. So this is a model ship from the museum, Mel Fisher. By the way, Mel Fisher has the biggest treasure find in the Keys, and it was found in 50 feet of water. So that's really recreational diving depth. Just to give you some encouragement that you don't have to be a deep water professional diver. I mean, it helps to go places like that, but it's not necessary. for every treasure to go that deep. Matter of fact, when the hurricane crashes the boat usually into the coral reef, and the coral reef rips open the bottom of the boat, you basically only need to go where a coral reef is, which is recreational diving anyway. But so Mel Fisher's, this is a model of his boat. I just wanted to show you the type of boat you could be using that I hopefully will own one day. It's these things on the back I wanted to show you, and what these are, they're like fans, I guess. Well, Mel Fisher invented them, but I guess they're hooked to the engine somehow, just make them spin, but they blow the sand away but leave the coins sitting there. So you can learn about that if you watch the video at the museum. But so this is a better picture. So it's like a $10,000 addition to your boat. If you're going to be a treasure hunter, you need to have something like this attached to the back of the boat. And then what you do is you make a grid, or you record with a GPS each little square of the grid, and then you can, it's kind of like playing a game of Battleship. You search a grid. First you blow the sand away, you search that grid with your metal detector, whatever. If you're looking for emeralds, you might vacuum the emeralds and then put them through a sifter, the Emerald City. And then if you're not getting anything, you could just record that this square on this grid has been searched, and then you may go somewhere else, but it's on a computer somewhere, catalog that there's nothing at this square, or you found this at this square, and then come back later and do a different square. So it all becomes like a scientific grid map using GPS. Down on the ocean floor, you could set up stakes and some kind of rope, but connecting the stakes that make a checkerboard grid pattern. With each stake has a GPS location and things like that. So just wanted to give you just a preliminary concept. And so, like I said, you don't have to be the one scuba diving. You can just work on the boat. You could work on the scuba equipment. You can work on the electronics, the boat engines. There's a lot of jobs that are required on a treasure ship. If you want to be involved in my treasure hunting company, I mean, first I would say you should subscribe if you're not a subscriber. YouTube may give me a little bit of money after I have 1,000 subscribers, but you could also donate if you have some things around the house or your farm you're not using, and you say, hey, I could trade these in for some big money. As a treasure hunter investor, by just giving away some junk I don't need. I'll just tell you things that I need: a pair of wave runners. They don't have to be working too good. I'm a good mechanic. I can get them running, tuned up. The reason I don't want just one is because if it breaks down in the middle of the water, I want the other one to go bring it back, tow it back. So that's why I like to get two of them at a time. Large sailboat, you know, it needs to be at least 35 feet to be in the ocean. Ocean's got big waves, and a boat that can withstand the big waves, it has to be about 35 feet. Motorboat, if you got one, it's a good, fairly good condition. Don't have to be perfect, but what else? Scuba equipment. And so, you know, of course, some money. It goes without saying. You know, if you're in travel, you can offer some tickets to cruise lines, to you know, free travel to the Caribbean islands to do some searching on the plane. You know, if you work in the airline industry, anything involved in you know, treasure hunting business, maybe things I haven't even thought of. Some ocean fishing equipment, fishing rods and reels. You know, Sea-Doo. Sea-Doo was you know, Sea-Doo, like raft. Sea-Doo motorized, like a motor raft. Just things that involve boats and fishing and scuba diving and things of that nature could be donated. I'll give you the address, and a few other things I'll be needing was kind of a late model truck. I have an 83 diesel Blazer, and that thing is old, so dual tires in the back, diesel's better for towing things, something for a fairly large boat. Even a fifth wheel would be good. I could put one on myself. An RV, any shape and size. When I say RV, you know, I want, let me just put a nice RV, because I'm not going to pay for storage for some big old piece of junk. So a nice RV, any shape and size, I'll figure out what to do with it. It's definitely going to help. And then, we'll make a determination of how to split those gold doubloons up when that happens.